Hello everyone, and welcome to Promoting Your Library with TikTok. My name is Mallory, and I'm a consultation librarian with Peace Library System. And I'm very happy to introduce our main speaker, Bailey Randolph. Bailey is a teen services librarian at the Grand Prairie Public Library. With an MLIS from the University of Alberta and a love of doom scrolling on TikTok, she enjoys looking for new ways to interact with patrons. She runs the teen Instagram account and the Grand Prairie Public Library TikTok account and is always looking for someone to film a TikTok with. So Peace Library System acknowledges that we are located on Treaty 8 territory of the Cree, Beaver, and Dene people and Region 6 of the Métis Nation of Alberta. We are grateful to live, work, and learn together on this land, which has been home to many First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people since time immemorial. We recognize this land as an act of reconciliation, and we also commit to supporting and celebrating our local Indigenous communities while working to break down institutional barriers to make our libraries equitable and accessible. So first off, what is TikTok? TikTok is a social media platform where creators can share very short videos that they film on their mobile device. The video length ranges from 15 seconds to 5 minutes, depending on the account type. There's two main types of TikTok accounts, the personal account and the business account. So all accounts automatically start off as a personal account, and you can always change them to a business or pro account. You're able to see analytics for your videos after 100 followers, and creators get full access to all sounds on TikTok. The business account gives you access to TikTok's commercial music library. The one caveat is because you have access to this, you're not able to use some other copyrighted material such as your own music, so you have to keep that in mind. You gain access to a web business site that'll give you tips and tricks. There's also more of a focus on brand advertising. So the idea is rather than promote yourself, you'd be partnering with different streamers and other people to help promote your product for you. And there are more diverse analytics. We highly recommend just using a personal account, and Bailey will explain more about that later. That's going backward. So how to make a TikTok account. You're going to want to make your TikTok account on your mobile device. You can start creating an account on a computer, but it will make you use your device to finish the setup. So as soon as you open the TikTok app, you're going to be asked to log in. Just have to look at the very bottom. If you don't have an account, there's a link to sign up. There's a few different options. So when you sign up, you can use an existing Facebook, Google, or Twitter account, use the same login information. Otherwise, you can select use phone or email. It's going to ask you for a birth date, an email or phone number, password, and then once you start that process, it'll send you a code to just verify your account. Once you have an account, there's lots of room for personalization. So you can click that edit profile button. You'll be able to edit your username, add pronouns if you like, your bio, and a lot of this you can cater to what you want to put up for your library. So a lot of this stuff isn't mandatory. You can just fill in what works best for your library. If you like, there's free access to creator tools. So if you click the 3 lines at the top right of the screen, you'll see that option for creator tools. There's a whole bunch of different videos, suggestions, all through TikTok. And that creator tools also gives you options to your analytics. If you decide that you want to switch to a business account for any reason or change any more settings, underneath the selection for creator tools, you can click that settings and privacy, and it'll take you to a different menu. There's a ton of helpful articles about TikTok out there. These are some ones to take a look at. We'll be sharing the slides and the recording for this. So if you don't have time to write them down or make notes, they will be shared. And once you decide to create a TikTok link or TikTok account for your library, make sure that you add a link to it on your library website. So once you go into the website editing, hit select content structure, choose your library, and then select content, scroll down to the very bottom, and then you'll see a line that says TikTok. Just enter the website address for your TikTok account and the link will automatically appear at the top of your website. And now I will pass this on to Bailey.
Hi, everyone. So as Mallory and I found out when we were researching to present today, TikTok changes very, very quickly. Originally, with a personal account, there was no analytics available, but they have combined the creator accounts and the personal account into one. And so now you have analytics after you reach 100 followers. There are analytics that are available to every account, regardless of how many followers you have. This was an important selling point when I was trying to promote the idea of getting a TikTok account to my director and my marketing manager. So available to everybody. You can see the number of views that every video has. So the left-hand picture, you can see these are some of our recent videos, and I've circled some of the numbers just so you can see, like, one of our videos had 2,600 views, one had 1,499. So those numbers change every day, but that is a nice quick screenshot of how much engagement has been on your videos. If you click on a specific video of yours, you can also see the number of likes and the number of comments. So these are really good easy analytics that you can pull from as well, especially if you need to present to your board or higher ups. Like, these are what our engagement is. So those are available to every account, no matter the number of followers that you have. And if we can move on to the next slide, Mallory.
If it'll work for me here. It's going backward again. There we go.
And so once you reach the 100 followers, you get like a much larger view of your engagement. So the first picture there is just showing analytics based on the last 7 days. So you can see like the number of total comments, the number of total video views, the number of total followers that you have. And then the next little scroll bar over from overview is content. And then you can see all of the videos that you posted in the last 7 days and how many views they have. The other cool thing that you get after you hit 100 followers is you can see your follower demographics. So 50% of our followers are from the United States. That's okay. I know a lot of libraries freak out about that it's not like in our direct area, but the cool thing about TikTok is that your content isn't limited to your area and everyone can see what you're doing. So you can see the number of followers, where they're from, and you can also see, I see that those two pictures are the same. You can see like the number of male versus female followers, the time that they're most active, and that'll give you kind of an overview of like, oh, I should probably be posting at between 11 and 3 because that's when most of my followers are online. So those are once you hit 100 followers. And then after 100 followers, you can get into more specifics for each video. So if you click on a video, you can open your analytics from there as well. And then you can see like this particular video, 288,000 people have seen it, 122,000 people have liked it. You can see the comments and the shares on it, but you can also see how many people have, like the total play time, the average watch time, who watched your full video. And then what I find really interesting is this picture on the right here shows how people accessed your content. So 2% of the viewers from this particular video are people that follow us. 1% clicked on a hashtag that we used, but 83% of the people who viewed this particular video, it showed up on their For You page. So these were not people that were following us, but that is that reach that we were able to get because of their For You page on TikTok. And then again, this particular video, you can see the number of people per each, or the percentage of people per each country. So US, Canada, and then all the way down to 1% of the people who viewed this were from Poland. I get this question a lot. So how much work goes into having a TikTok account? And it really depends on you and your library.
Finally.
Sorry? Okay. So you can put in as much effort or as little effort as you want. It is up to you how much time you want to dedicate to it. Whether that's posting once a week or posting 5 times a week. When we started out, we posted 5 videos a week. Right now, we've scaled it back to 3 videos a week. And that's what works for us. So that is basically your first decision when you start considering whether you want to have a TikTok account. The other thing to decide is whether you're going to create your own content and your own sounds, or if you want to follow the trends. We do a little bit of both on ours. The trends are really what seems to keep people engaged, but a lot of our most successful videos are us using our own sounds, our own content, and showcasing the services that we have. So I've got some little tips here on the screen as well. So the very first one is pick the type of content that you want to post. That's a really good way to get started. Like, do you want to be a book talk account? Do you want to just focus on library content? Or do you want to do be more of a crafty account? Another tip that I have is you don't have to film 5 videos a week. You can pick one day and film a bunch of videos at once, and they can sit in your drafts. We tend to have around 10 drafts sitting in our account at any time. And that way, if I don't have time to film something that day, I can just easily post something that we have filmed in the past. Involve as many staff as possible. The really fun thing about having a TikTok account is that it lets you involve staff who don't normally get to be part of your library's social media. It really is a team effort. We have had our pages make TikTok content with us. Our Circ staff are usually behind the scene. They've been able to show their creative side. So it's a really good way to get everybody involved. Hashtags are also really important. I would say they're even more important than the hashtags on Instagram, because the hashtags on TikTok are what pushes videos to the For You page and what helps people find your videos. Follow other accounts so that they can follow you back. We follow pretty much every library that follows us. We follow them back. We follow authors. We follow a lot of book talkers, and then just local businesses in our area. And it's a great way to spread your account within your community as well. And the last tip I have is try to answer or even just heart any comment that you have. It boosts the engagement. The more comments on a video, the more likely it is to end up on the For You page. And hate comments and negative comments are still engagement. So I know it's really alarming when you get negative comments. We haven't gotten any in quite a while. Mostly it's when we post about like banning books and stuff. But all engagement is engagement, and negative engagement is still engagement, which ultimately helps your video.
Do you have any questions so far before we go on?
It's a lot of information, I know.
All right, we will keep powering on.
So I mentioned the 3 different types of accounts that are good starting points. Pretty much there is a side of TikTok for everything. So it's up to you to find your niche and build your audience from there. one side of TikTok that would be really useful for libraries is Book Talk. It focuses on books, which focuses on our collections. It's all about book recommendations and book tags. I've just listed 3 Book Talk accounts that I really like. One of them is a library, and they only do book recommendations. And then the other 2 are just personal readers who are very popular on TikTok and have really good content. I've also listed or I've posted 2 videos here that I can show you. And I believe that they are both book tags, just to give you an example of what I mean by a book tag. Oh, and the sound is not going to work, is it? So essentially that was just like, if you like mystery books, here are some books that you would really like. And this next one here is a book tag. So again, I don't think the sound's going to work. But essentially it's like, show us a book you're really excited about. Show us the last book you read. Show us a book that is overhyped but you don't like. So different things like that. So that's a really great way to showcase your collection or showcase your own personal reading tastes. So the next side of TikTok is like library talk, and it focuses on your library and its services. This is a really great way to showcase your library's personality and kind of build that brand for your library, and it lets people know what's going on at your library. Some of our favorite library accounts are Maricopa Library. Their videos are hilarious and really showcase their staff and their staff's personality. Ferndale Library is really great too for book recommendations and programs. And then Fowlerville Library has a really cool series where they read 1-star book reviews from Goodreads, and then the other librarian has to guess what the book is based on that book review. So the 2 videos I posted, the one is from Maricopa Library, and it shows like the tools of a children's librarian. Do you want to click on it, Mallory, even though there's no sound?
I'm getting sound on my end.
And it worked when we tried it, but basically just shows the tools of a children's librarian, and it's using a sound from a TV show, like the Treat Yourself sound. And then this other one, the sound is not really important, but it's from Medicine Hat Public Library, and for Pride Month they removed their gendered washrooms. They're now gender neutral. So that's what that second video is. So again, showcasing new things that are going on at the library. And right here, this is declaring that their library is a safe space, which is also really important. So they just cheer and throw confetti. I really liked that video. I thought that one was really cool. There's also craft talk. So these are quick DIY craft how-tos, quick take and make instructions, and then like clips from programs. Tim Sevitz is a really great crafty account, but also use hashtags like Dollar Tree DIY and Craft Talk. We've gotten a lot of ideas for programming from TikTok. So this was one that we did as a how-to on our TikTok, and it was to make moon wreaths. So it's like a quick 15-second video that basically shows you how to do the moon wreath. So rather than filming an entire video and editing an entire half-hour video, we were able to just make a really quick how-to that is still easy for people to follow and post it to TikTok. So how to get content ideas. You can let that play, Mallory. It's just like a screen grab. Spend some time scrolling through your FYP. If there's a sound or concept that is repeatedly showing up, chances are that you should probably do it too, but make it fit your niche. Most of these trends on TikTok are very easy to fit into the library or the book niche, and following the TikTok trends will help push your content to the FYP, creating more engagement for your videos. You can also check out the Discover page to see which hashtags, sounds, and effects are currently trending. So the Discover page is at the bottom bar. I have it circled in red. It's just a little magnifying glass. And then you can scroll through and it shows you the trending hashtags, the trending sounds, and the trending effects. So I did this one. I don't think it's playing, Mallory. This one was around when I did this screen grab, it was around the time that the Olympics were playing. So there's a lot of sports ones. There was a lot of Black History Month hashtags that were trending. So if it doesn't play, that's not a huge deal. But it's basically, if you need ideas and want to try to make your video fit one of the trending hashtags, check out the Discover page and you'll get a lot of good ideas from there. So there is some materials required for creating content. You do need a cell phone or like a tablet or an iPad. We use the iPads for staff development day when we were creating TikTok videos, but they're very bulky and they're very hard to hold, especially if you're filming yourself. I use an old phone that I have and I can log into the account. You can also have multiple accounts logged into your TikTok account, which is nice because some of the other apps don't allow multiple accounts. You need the TikTok app, obviously. A phone stand is optional, but highly recommended. A lot of times I just use like the shelves or like stacks of books, but I do have a phone stand as well. I think it was $15 off of Amazon, and then you can clip it to a table or a shelf or a cart, and it's hands-free. I know some creators have a ring light. We don't. It's optional, but it does improve video quality. Our building is pretty well lit. We've got lots of windows, so we've never had lighting be an issue, but that is also an optional device for creating content. The other things that are required for creating content is creativity, a good attitude, and a willingness to be silly. So this video here just kind of shows our first year of our account and some short clips of like all of the different things that we did in that past year. You can click on it. The sound isn't important, but it'll just show like the kinds of silliness that is required if it works.
I'm going to restart the slides here, see if that makes
we tested this all yesterday and everything worked.
Everything worked, that's right.
While we're restarting that, does anybody have any questions?
There we go.
There we go. So again, be as silly or serious as you want. We bring in everything that our library has. We bring in our puppets. These were our summer students. That was our ghost hunting kit. But you really need people who are not shy about being ridiculous. And we are lucky enough that our staff is pretty good sports. So now we're going to talk about making a TikTok, and this will just be very basic. My advice is if you do make a TikTok account, just play around with it because there's a lot of features that would take too long to describe. But from either the FYP or your profile, you want to click that plus sign in the middle of the screen on the bottom, and that will open up your camera. And your camera can either be forward facing or rear facing. Thank you. And then from there, it will open. Sorry, our 3D printers just turned on and it was very, very loud. It will open up your camera And there's 4 options on the bottom there next to that first arrow. You can choose camera, quick, templates, or live. Just for a typical video, you want to select camera, and then you can choose the length that you want your video to be. So you can do up to 15 seconds, 60 seconds, or 3 minutes. They are rolling out 5-minute and 10-minute videos. Our account doesn't have access yet. They usually roll it out in like by country. But just above that big red button is where you can see the different lengths. I mentioned that you can have your camera forward facing or rear facing. Just keep in mind when you are rear facing or like facing towards yourself, if you're showing a book cover, it will be backwards, but there are filters where you can flip that. So I've seen creators who will hold up their books and then they're backwards and you can't read them. So there's not really a point of doing that. So just make sure that you keep that in mind to put on that reverse filter. There are 2 ways to start filming. The first option is to press that big red button in the middle, and that will start your video. You can press that to stop it or let the timer run out, and then your video will be complete. The option 2 is to set a timer. So you can set a 3-second or 10-second countdown, and then you can scroll and see how long, break up your clips. So the little timer on the side there, you can see the 2 is pointed to, that's your little timer. And then the picture on the right, you can drag to set your recording limit. So right now in that picture, out of 15 seconds, I have it to set or to stop recording at 3.8 seconds. And that's good for if you're switching perspectives or want to cut the scene, then it will only film that part of the sound, that part of the video. Once your filming is complete, then it's time to edit. So you can add subtitles or text. You can add voice or video effects, and you can also adjust the clips that you just filmed. So if you need to shorten or cut something or remove part of it, then you can edit that out too. And then you can add music. So the add sound button is at the top. And when you click it, it'll take you to all of your favorite sounds or the top trending sounds. There's a lot of ways to edit your videos, a lot of ways to be creative. Like I said before, the easiest way is to just play around and see what the different options are. And then when you're done, step 5, you can hit post story or hit next. Most of the time you're going to want to hit next. And then I'll explain in the next slide what that next button will take you to. When you hit next, then it takes you to the very last step before you finish your video. So where it says describe video, that's where you would add your caption and your hashtag so that people can find your video. You can control who can interact with your video. So you can turn comments on or off. You can turn duets on or off, and that just gives people the ability to film and react to the video that you posted, or you can allow people to stitch. And a stitch is basically people can take part of your video and then finish your video differently than you did. You can also change your posts to be visible to everyone, visible to only followers, or visible to only you. As sort of a business account, as an organizational account, I don't see why you would ever change that to anyone or to visible to anyone other than everyone. But that's totally up to you who you want your videos to be seen by. And then you can either save it to drafts, which is where it will keep it for you so you can post later, or you can post it. Pretty simple. That's the very basics of how to make a video.
I know we were speeding along, so you've got lots of time for questions. So please, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please share. And feel free to post in the chat too. I can also read out your questions.
Yeah. I know that TikTok can be a really hard sell for libraries. For our library, it has been our most successful social media account to date. It has been our fastest growing. It's been a way that we use to break library stereotypes. That's kind of what our focus has been, but it has by far been the most successful of our social media accounts. We get We've gotten donations for our library from people as far away as Arkansas. So it's a really, really great way to reach people who never would have seen your library stuff. And it's a really great way to reach non-readers because they, unlike Instagram or Facebook, where you only see content from the people you follow, with the TikTok For You page, you have the ability to land on anybody's For You page, regardless of whether they are readers or library users or not.
Still not seeing anything in the chat. After this, if you have any questions, you can reach out to either one of us. I would highly suggest sending your questions to Bailey. She knows a lot more about this than I do and has a lot more experience. So we have our contact information up on the screen.
The correct number this time.
Well, I will stop the recording here.